Okay, kids, update here time. I figured it's about time. I finally got something to talk about too with these two trailers from Orville and Discovery coming in. But just brief update on us because I don't like this being about us, but fair is fair. Somebody gave us $100 the other day, which came in very handy. Got us look at a hotel room so we get cleaned up, do some laundry, sleep in a real bed, and get out of the rain for one night, and also eat a decent meal. But we're back out again, so. But stuff gets paid this coming Wednesday, so hopefully we can hold on to that long and get some things taken care of, like reestablishing an address, yada yada yada. But on to the main point here. We got kind of a tale of two trailers this week. The Orville, the new one from Seth MacFarlane on Fox, coming this fall. And finally, a Star Trek Discovery trailer that's not just stock footage and sets under construction and close-ups of uniforms. Now, back in 2011, October 2011, Seth MacFarlane told The Hollywood Reporter that one thing he really wanted to do was Star Trek. And he said he wanted to see it revived for television in the way that it was in the 90s. Very thoughtful, smartly written stories that transcend the science fiction audience. That told me right there, he knows the show. He is a fan, he knows the show. He knows how to do it, and he's an experienced showrunner. He knows how to do stuff to keep the network happy. So he frankly should have been given the keys to that franchise, but he wasn't. So he did what any insanely creative, inventive showrunner would do. He made his own, and it's called The Orville. And ironically, it's kind of what I wanted to do with a fan film idea I have, regarding the USS Eldridge, which would be the worst ship of the fleet. We always talk about the Enterprise being the best. This one would be the worst. This one, not quite the worst, but it's not top of the line. And the crew is certainly not the best in the fleet. They're not going to see any good conduct medals anytime soon. And the captain is played by Seth MacFarlane. In the words of the Admiral who gives him the job, nobody's first choice. This is his last chance at doing something. He's lucky the fact they got over 3,000 ships, and they need captains. So even a schmuck like him can kind of catch a break here. Now, the dialogue is snappy. The characters clearly aren't the perfect specimens of next gen. They like to gossip. They like to listen in on conversations that don't belong to them, like the captain and his first officer / ex-wife arguing in the corridor. That's a good exchange. And this is the kind of show. Kind of like what Galaxy Quest promised, this one looks like it's going to deliver. And the Orville itself, it's a good designer. It's also clearly the same idea of the Protector, don't be the Enterprise. So basically, for those Star Trek fans who feel like they've been left out, this is a show, I think, for us. And it's for free. It's on Fox. It's going to be on there. Because, frankly, the Discovery doesn't appear to be up for the job here. Because after watching the long-delayed trailer for the latest attempt at the Star Trek series, looks very pretty, the visuals are stunning in places, but I still come away back with a feeling of what in the holy rings of beta did I just watch? Coming right off the bat, you got a title card of 10 years before Kirk, Spock, and the Enterprise. You already know these guys don't know what they're doing. 10 years before Star Trek is when you got Christopher Pike commanding the Enterprise. Spock's already on board as science officer. And they're just about the time they're getting that distress call from Talos 4. These guys don't know how the timeline works. And this is supposedly some Star Trek veterans doing this show, and they're slipping up this badly? This is an unforced error on their part, These guys should play for the Mets. I mean, and you got that ship. They're taking the design keys from JJ Trek. Did somebody not mention that JJ Trek bombed badly on the domestic box office? They only broke even because of overseas. Otherwise, if it had just been the domestic box, they would have been an unmitigated failure. They would have been talking about the death of Star Trek all over again if it hadn't been for the overseas bailing them out. I mean, you take a look at that bridge, which is apparently on the underside of the saucer, which okay, fine, but just the whole thing, dark, badly lit, and their little, blue marching band uniforms. And you compare that with any screen cap from like TrekCore.com, any screen cap of the bridge from the cage. How is it even conceivable that these two ships are in the same fleet at the same time. Because that's what we're being asked to swallow here. And yeah, not happening. Those, they're not even looking for the same dimension at this point. Never mind the same time. I mean, this is the Shenzhou, that's the ship we see in this thing. We don't see the Discovery. You want to see the Discovery at this point, look at the poster they put out. And this itty bitty thing zooming up there, and it's kind of blurry, but the ship they show all the time is the Shenzhou, and that would be perfectly alright flying alongside the Enterprise E or Voyager, or parking itself over by DS9, but at the same time that the original Enterprise is tooling around with that big deflector dish and spikes on the nacelle, on the Bussards, no, not even close to fitting. No. I mean, yeah, I can see them experimenting with nacelle shapes a little bit, but not to that extent. This ship does not fit in any way, shape, or form. Nothing in this thing fits in any way, shape, or form. Not one frame of this thing fits. Except maybe the empty starscape. That's it. Oddly enough, the Klingons are probably the least of the offensive things in there, because you can explain them away like the guys on Trek Yard say. Just have one Klingon show up looking like he's supposed to in the 2050s. No ridges, beard, and snarling and looking a little evil, and you're fine, because you can just chalk these guys up to that's a different kind of Klingon we've never seen before. But if they try and sell these guys as just run-of-the-mill Klingons, then they're dead. The show is DOA. So they again, Star Trek Beyond failed badly. Domestically, and the domestic box office is where Star Trek really needs to pay attention, because everyone knows it's an American TV show. Yeah, we liked it when the overseas market liked it, but it's still primarily an American show. That's the way it's looked at. And they should have taken pages from In a Mirror Darkly and Trials and Tribulations and copied those, cage sets and uniforms right down to the embroidered patches and the silver painted ammo belts. Because you can slam Alec Peters all you want, rightfully so, for single-handedly screwing up the fan film industry. But the one thing Axonar got right was the look. They had that down. Those uniforms were perfect. And even the design of the Ares, yeah, they borrowed a few touches from JJ, but not much. It was still enough you could work it into the mainline thing. There's mostly TOS stuff, pre-TOS. So bottom line, yeah, we'll be getting a decent Star Trek series. But it's going to be the one on Fox and Seth MacFarlane. It doesn't look like it's going to be the one on CBS All Access. Unless they start doing some reshoots on the order of Suicide Squad. As in everything. Because this is a sample we got right now. It's like, this show is screwed. And I, for one, will be lobbying to not include it in the concordance. I don't care what they say with the timeline. This is not mainline Star Trek. They have lied. Those that said it was going to be prime timeline, they lied through their teeth. And missing the whole message of Beyond's failure is the audience has had it with JJ Trek. They're tired. Time to get back to the basics here. April out.
And that's the way it is. Friday, March 6th, 1981. I'll be away on assignment, and Dan Rather will be sitting in here for the next few years. Good night.
This has been the CBS Evening News with Walter Cronkite.